was just a dream, just a moment ago.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome yet again to an incredible episode of Campus Chronicles. As we discuss the price of campus life and who regulates the price of living, my name is Lisa Piri and I'm your host. Today joining me is the man himself, who is known as Big Charlie, but his government name is Charles Ngandu. He's a fourth year economics student, former UNZAHSSA executive of the previous year, apparently loved by the people. Yeah, so how are you doing, sir?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing much better now.
We thank God.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for hosting us. So it's always nice coming back here with the heat outside. It's really cool in here, and
Yeah,
you're also
with the
looking nice.
headphones. Oh, thank you. Manchester is blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming here. Thanks for joining us today. This is quite an exciting and controversial topic that we have today, which is it's something that affects everybody.
Yeah.
You know, we all feel it. It's relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're the one who.
Thank you very much for considering us.
Again for joining us. All right, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Charlie, can you share with us your personal experience with high prices on campus and how have you been affected as a student?
Okay. First of all, this story of prices is a long conversation if we start. But for the sake of the show and for the sake of time, we'll simply try to break it down, look at the factors, and as well as talk about what is important. So when you ask me about how much it has affected me, and I remember when we came here, you know, it was shocking to find that by then outside campus where we were home, bread was like 12 kwacha. Then coming to Unza, only to find bread was like 17, 18 by that time.
Yeah.
And it was really a challenge because at that particular point, you know, where you're coming from a very a humble background where even you coming here is a matter of we are sonkapo now, we are sonkapo. So it was a challenging to have those basic needs because of the prices that were there at that particular point. And so this also affects when it comes to the budgeting, when it comes to how much you can get from whatever you have, because in the actual sense, some of the prices are really high, and
Some, not all.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm saying then and now.
Oh, okay,
at the
okay.
moment, because of the changes that have happened in the market at a particular point. So that's why I said we can really talk about a lot of things regarding this. But away from that, it was really challenging because in the first year, it was very much worse than now.
Oh yeah?
Yes, it was very much worse
Really?
than
How
now
is that?
because at that particular point, the market structure in Unza was we would categorize it as a monopoly, where we only had UNZAHSSA and as well as the two shops by the ruins. So you can imagine a situation where someone by vet hostels, all of us are supposed to come to the nearest place is UNZAHSSA. So if you do not come to UNZAHSSA, you are forced to go to the mall or in town. So because of the monopoly where you cannot go to any other place, I think there was that part of where people, the shop runners at that particular point were taking advantage of that aspect. Yeah, so it was really bad at that moment. But I at least now, what you're complaining now is far much better than what we found.
You know what? I feel you. There's nothing that is ever good with the monopoly. I mean, look at the current thing we're going through as a country, Lord Sheddon.
Yeah.
Zesco, hello.
Yeah.
What are you doing about it? We don't really have any other choice. We can complain all we want, but still, we really depend on them, and there's no other substitute to help us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get you and like how things were back then. But as for us and this intake, we were saying we can't deal with this. It's just too much. But before we go any further, we need to understand first who regulates this pricing, the pricing structures and everything. Like who is in charge? Who can we question as to why things are this expensive here on campus?
Okay. So when you talk about that question, we should look at who owns the shops at Unza. So when you understand who owns the shop at Unza, then you need to ask, why is it that there's this price difference where the same soap is 15 kwacha outside there, but here it's 17 kwacha? What's the difference with what are the factors that are leading to this cost of these high costs? So the shops by Newres, or the shops by Odres, which is the ruins, both of them are now run by the union. Back then, the shop by
I'm sorry, by the union you mean Dosa?
No. The union meaning UNZAHSSA.
UNZAHSSA,
Yes,
oh, okay.
they are UNZAHSSA
Just
shops.
for clarity.
Yeah, they are UNZAHSSA shops. And the one by Dosa is run by management now, but back then it was run by UNZAHSSA. But due to some certain things, certain circumstances, Dosa decided to revoke the shop from the union. Yeah.
So wait, I'm sorry to cut you short. What of the one by UNZAHSSA?
So UNZAHSSA is the same one that I'm talking about. The one by Newres, the UNZAHSSA one is run by the stock management. Yes. Okay. So when we talk about that, by then, I will tell you that now it's far much better because we are having a lot of options now. Because if you don't get from the shop by UNZAHSSA, you can still get by the Kafue Gate, you can still get by October, you can also still now get by these shops that are just by Unza case. Yeah, so it's really much better. But what has affected us now, contributing to what's happening in Unza at the moment, is the cost, the high cost of production now. The fact that what's happening outside there, Unza's got no factories here, so we need to put that into reality as well. So what's happening there is also reflecting to what's happening here. What's happening there is that now where companies were spending 1,000 on power, which means ZESCO power, they are now spending maybe 3,000 because of diesel to run their machines. So prices even out there have gone up. So at the end of the day, they're also reflecting here where prices were already up.
Yeah, and that's true. But here, our main concern as students is that why is it that here on campus things are extremely higher than other shops? Like let's say for instance in Kalingalinga or in town or what? Why is it that here things are more expensive and yet? What happened to student pricing? What happened to considering? Because if we're going to be realistic here, most of the majority of students are on BC, which means we don't have money we can't afford to pay. I mean, if they're going to put these high prices, why are they not thinking about us? So why? So my question to you is that why do you think that prices here on Unza are more expensive than outside there?
Okay. So answering that question, one of the things last year I aspired to become UNZAHSSA president, and one of the things that I wanted to do was let's talk of the two student shops. Before we talk about what is run by someone else, let's talk about the two shops run by the students themselves. How much are things there? So what's wrong with because if we are to regulate prices, we have to set a bar with what we are offering ourselves, because the two shops by Ruins, one by Inter Common Room, the other one by President Common Room, are run by the union. How much are prices there? So before we talk about what is run by other people, what are we doing with our own shops? Initially, one thing that I wanted to do was where do we get our things? You get maybe it's an assumption, because some of the things that you and I will never understand about how they are done at Unza. But one of the things is that let's assume where they order things, maybe they get from a more expensive position, or it's a selfish reason where they want to gain more profit.
But sorry to cut you short, but I mean, if you're let's say when you are selling in a shop, which means that you purchase things on wholesale price, not because you're purchasing in bulk.
True, but where I'm heading is there's a very much difference when you get it from a wholesale with these guys that offer. Let's say you go to Kalingalinga, you find the wholesale, and as compared to when you go order to Trade Kings. Yeah. So maybe where the issue is maybe the guys that are running the shops, the student shop, are ordering from these who sells in the streets, or maybe and they are not going direct to the source.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe where we are sourcing things, where are we getting our things from? So that might apply. That's why I wouldn't say the actual reason why, because shops are not paid there. We would have put in an aspect of rentals to these other people. That's why I've said let's look at our own shops first. What's happening with our own shops? You get what is it really that is happening with our shops? So where we don't pay rent, but we have got higher prices. What's really happening? Because this is where we are expecting prices to be regulated, like to be subsidized. Maybe it's a matter of you and I going to ask them to say, these are our shops, these are students' shops. Where are you ordering things? What I think is, let's go direct to the source. Because you find that maybe Trade Kings is offering Fruticana at one bottle of Fruticana at 5 kwacha when you go there direct. Whereas these guys, the wholesalers, are offering it at 7 kwacha. By the time it is reaching here on retail price, it's already at 12 kwacha. Because
the markup price.
Yes, the markup price and all the likes. Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's a business where they have also employed people that are running things on their behalf who are supposed to be paid as well. Yeah. So I'm thinking about maybe where things are being gotten from. Maybe that's one of the aspects that are ready. But if we are to talk about regulation of prices in Unza, it has to start from home. It has to start from the shops that are being managed by the student union, which is supposed to protect you and I.
Well, that is something that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Out of curiosity, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you said that the renters are not paid for the ones that are the two shops that are by odd rate,
yes.
Which is ruins. Yeah. So like once business is running all that, where does that money go?
On that one, we always have as students we have the General Assembly, the General Assembly which is run and represented by the Student Representative Council. Currently, I assume there will be a General Assembly where you and I are supposed to get those answers. So I'm not in a position to answer to that one, but the people responsible to answer that are the Student Representative Council, which is SRC, which you and I assumed that we voted for. They are our representatives. The Student Representative Council is made up of hostel reps, association presidents, and as well as people from UNZAHSSA. So we can ask them. I believe they have answers for that.
All right.
Yeah.
So okay. All right. Thank you very much. So in your economic perspective, would you say like the other reason would be a supply and demand issue?
Yes. So I talked about I believe you understand how a monopoly works.
Yeah, I do.
Where you are the only you're the only one who is offering the good, and the aspect that comes in is also the psychology that is at play, where you stay by vet hostels, for instance, but what you want, the closest you can find it away from campus is maybe by the mall. And our schedules are ever busy. Sure. You have got assignments, you are filled with tests and all the likes, and you look at the difference that is there is, if I go to the mall at the moment, yes, I'll find one good, let's say I'll find soap at 15 kwacha, but it's being offered at 17 kwacha by the local shops in here. The difference is a 2 kwacha. So you look at that aspect of how much time am I wasting going to the mall. So we are forced now to demand so much on to one monopoly, which is the shop in the school. At the end of the day, they also see, they are looking at how people are comfortable with buying at this price. Not that you are comfortable, but you are also calculating how much it would have cost you in time values. You going to the mall and coming back, as well as you just getting it from UNZAHSSA and going back. Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
So it's a psychological part as well when it comes to marketing and business.
Yeah. But in marketing, right?
Yes.
And pricing strategies, there's always this issue whereby a 2 kwacha is a huge difference.
True.
and there's always that certain target market
True.
that can, just because of that 2 kwacha, just because of that 1 kwacha, they are
True.
willing to go the extra mile and just like, go all the way to the mall and all
True.
that.
Okay, I would tell you that I think there's hope because last year this time there was only one shop running in Unza, and the two by ruins. And through constant advocacy, we advocated with the fellow guys. We advocated that there was need for more shops to be open. And I am glad that at least New Rays has got, it should be 3 or 4 now shops. So now it's about you and I now, constantly through the union, which is supposed to represent us. Remember, going back to what I've said, if we are to control prices that are being offered at UNZAHSSA, we need to set a bar with the shops that are in our hands. How do you control a child that is outside before you have controlled your own child that is in your custody?
All right.
So we need to set a pressure. We need to talk about it. Put pressure on the union. Ask them questions to say, you people are supposed to do what? Are supposed to regulate prices on our behalf. Why is it that your prices are this high? And what are you doing with that money? And why have you set this price higher? Because I'll give you an example. The previous year, the reason why prices were high for those shops, it was because there was an idea where the same extra amounts that were gotten from that shop were supposed to be giving student grants. You get? There was this idea of whatever profits. That's the more reason why the school has considered giving shops to the union. It's whatever profits were coming from there were given to those students that are on self-sponsorship, but unfortunately maybe the parent died, maybe at that particular point the business isn't going well. They were supposed to be regulating those prices. They are supposed to be more of a student scholarship, a grant to at least cushion the fees at that particular point. So you should ask you should continue ask as that continued to be done, or what has happened to this movement. So you might find the reason is okay why prices are expensive, because they're helping out the students. That should be explained. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. So does the market structure of, let's say, the market structure of here at Unza contribute to high prices?
Yes, it does. I'll give an example. We have this doesn't only applies to the actual shops, these stack prices. Look at how Unza Veg behaves. They'll sell you a plastic full of stems, and they'll call them as veg. They sell their veg at 3 kwacha, which is already cut. But check the quality of that. Sometimes they'll sell you tomato for 3 kwacha, but whilst outside there, when you go to town, 5 kwacha at the moment, tomato is a heap. Yeah, because there's a lot of supply now in town. But why is it like that? So this is an aspect of, it's like it's already placed system. They assume you can't go and get in town because you are busy. So one of the things that I would love to refer to what I think should be done. Well, one of the things that I had thought about was opening what we suggested more of. You've been to Tuesday market, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. That setup. Why can't we be having a Saturday market where we've got a lot of space here at Unza? We invite the marketeers who have got goods. This one brings tomato, this one brings. I assume you've got a fridge. You get things in bulk, which means whoever is coming, they know that if they don't sell you at a cheaper price, you won't get because you have got excess.
Right.
So that would automatically regulate even the tomato prices. It could regulate, even just go and check the prices of one apple at these guys that are selling.
How will it affect their market again?
Sorry?
How will it affect them, their businesses? Because again,
at the end of the day, Unza is not a business center, it's an academic center. That's why whatever we do today, go to DOSA, they'll tell you that the dean will tell you that whatever we do today is to make your life easier. So if this is to make our life easier, then we should go ahead. Unza is not a business center. Unza is an academic center, which business comes along because we stay here. So whatever prices, whatever extracurricular activities should be able to cushion your stay here.
True.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like that has been exhausted quite enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go on and on.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, we're going to leave it at that. So we've talked a lot about what is going on with the prices and all that.
Mhm.
So, would you say subsidies or price caps are effective in reducing prices?
Okay. They are effective, but at the moment, even economic wise, me as an economist, I'll tell you that our subsidizing goods is not a way to develop as well as to improve our life. What we need to do is to cut. Number one, check where are we ordering things. Let's look for cheaper sources. I'll give you an example. Using it to the healthy side, and I'll apply it to the economic side. There's how have we managed to get free condoms at Unza? It means we can manage to go to Trade Kings and bargain for cheaper goods to come here. You get, but what's happening is we get from local local wholesalers who are also profit-making businessmen. Why can't we cut off getting things from these and go direct to the manufacturers? Which means if that man who's selling in Kalingalinga at wholesale price was selling things and gaining a 2 kwacha from whatever good, it means we would have removed that 2 kwacha and removed it from the price. So where the issue is who is supplying our goods? Who is bringing goods to campus?
You know what? You've actually even answered one of my questions, which I was going to ask later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, as of now, we're going to change the segment. We're going to head back later to this.
Okay.
We're still ongoing. So, as of now, we're going to head to the trivia challenge, which is kind of a shake-up. You know, it's a challenge whereby we're going to play a little game. It's like every episode we have a different game. And for this episode, I'm the one who prepared the question, and I'm so excited. This is going to be fun. I'm really looking forward. I hope you get my question right.
Yeah. I hope so too.
Yeah, it's alright. Play nice. Alright, okay. So the title of this week's trivia challenge is 2 truths and 1 lie.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I'm going to give you 3 statements. 2 of them are true and 1 of them is wrong.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes.
I need a drum roll.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make a drum roll like this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. It is. Yeah. So
Okay.
now let us head to the game.
Okay.
Okay. So the question reads: the Eiffel Tower was originally intended to be a radio broadcasting tower. That's the first question. Oh, that's the first statement. The second one is: the Great Wall of China is visible from space.
Okay.
The Great Wall of China is visible from space. The third one is: the Taj Mahal changes color depending on the time of day due to the type of marble used in its construction.
These are tough questions.
No. Wait, let me finish. So try to identify the fourth statement from all the 3 ones that I've just.
The 4 statements. I would say the last one. It's just a guess. I would assume the last one is false. It's just a guess anyway.
Should I read them again?
No, I got them right.
You got them right?
Yeah, it's just that they caught me off guard.
Oh.
I was expecting something local and we went to international.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. It's,
All right. Are you locking it in?
yeah.
This is your final submission, the final answer. You're not changing it.
Yeah. Let's stick to it.
All right.
Yeah.
So the answer is the statement which is incorrect is statement number 2. Oh, unfortunately, you got it wrong.
The China one. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, China does have like a Taj Mahal which changes color.
Okay.
So okay, let me read out the answer. So statement 2 is a lie. While the Great Wall of China is a very long structure, it is not wide enough or high enough to be visible from space.
Okay. No, experience is even failure is part of learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They say you have to fail for you to win.
Yeah.
All right, so let us head back now to our discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna finish. I thought we had a lot of questions, but okay. So, are there any alternative options or services that students could use to avoid high prices on campus while this is still being implemented? You know, solutions and all that.
Okay. One of the things that we advocated for last year, and something that, you know, times have changed, and there's one policy that I'm always against, which is the one that bounds students not to trade on campus. You know, there's this idea where come to School of Humanities, we've got business administrators, we've got economists themselves, and we have as well as other programs that are business related. Go to GSB, it's the same. And you and I spend 4 years here, you get?
Yeah.
We spend most of our times here in these 4 years as compared to home. But there's a bound where you and I shouldn't trade. The easiest way to control prices is to have a lot of people doing the same thing. Subsidizing is not the solution, because when you talk about subsidizing, who is going to remove money? Who's going to release money? Because the university at the moment is even failing to complete the hostels there, which means an assumption can be that they don't have that enough money. Look at the deterioration when it comes to our lecture theaters. They need help. They need that money to come to do what? To complete. So who's going to subsidize those prices? And when we talk about subsidizing, we don't have factories here. So it's about, number one, let's change where we're ordering things when it comes to our student run shops. Then, as well as if our prices on the student shops are lower, we'll place a demand to say, how is UNZAHSSA managing? How is these shops managing to run? Whilst your shop is expensive, then automatically the market would have set a price ceiling like that. So if our shops are easily regulated, the price is low, and we also, the same thing that I said, let's open it up to a Saturday market, for instance. Let's open a Saturday market where we invite these people, the same people that we go order from in town, to be bringing things by the ground. Yeah, we bring things by Goma Field or even by Monk Square there. We give them a price. Whoever comes, a marketeer, it could also be a fundraising venture for the school.
Yeah, because those people actually pay when they trade that space.
Yes.
You know? Yes. Even make
and
revenue.
Imagine they say you and I go to town to go buy fish. We would be getting from there. We tell fishermen to bring their fish here. Early in the morning, 7 hours, all of us are trading. By 12 hours, we disperse. They clean the space. It's back to normal. So that could also be a solution. But that hasn't been done in a longest time, because we've had food markets and we've seen how they work and they are effective to students. So we can open a Saturday market as students, for students. Yeah. So that is also one of the things that can be done. And this for these shops that are not run by management and as well as that are not run by UNZAHSSA, let's check how much we're charging them to rent. Maybe their prices are more higher. You find that someone from Kalingalinga who is running a shop maybe is paying a 300. That's the more reason why he's paying is selling at a 15 kwacha. But you find here, how much are the shops? How much is it to rent a shop? Because as a businessman who is into business, as I'm setting my price to sell this phone, I also look at how much was the cost of doing business. How much is it that I've spent to buy? How much time have I spent to wait for it? And how much time have I spent even to rent out a shop, to rent a shop? So all those factors are things that we need to look at. Number one, let's allow students to be trading as well. It is good for them. Number one, it will be good practical. You know, we are moved from a white collar setup of jobs. Entrepreneurship is a talk of a day now. Yeah. We've got business administrators at the moment who have graduated and they don't know how to set up a business. It should be a worry to the institution and a shame. Because how is it that you teach someone how to do business, yet they are failing?
Because business is illegal here.
Yes. Yes, so business should be allowed to a certain limit with regulations, of course, because we are here for school. Yeah, but that should be business administrators, students. It should be part of their project. Show us a business that you are running in these 4 years,
All right,
so
thank
that
you.
we improve even the entrepreneurship of the country at large.
Yeah, we even make money as a student as
Yes.
well. Ichola.
Yes.
All right, so are there any successful models or initiatives, right, from other universities away from Unza? Because like we've been talking about ourselves, but are we looking at other universities? Like, what are they doing? Like, so the question is, are there any successful models or initiatives from other universities that our campus could learn from?
At the moment, I would lie, but
Yeah.
I've seen the difference is in sometimes even the location of the university. I'll talk about I was by Evelyn before I came here. Yeah, it's very difficult to raise the price because once you raise the price, Soweto is like 2 minutes from Evelyn.
You know what? Now that I remember, even like they have it's like a market, right?
Yes, but their prices are cheaper.
There are shops
Yes.
everywhere. So there's that competition.
Yes, there's a price there. One, the shops that are there are a lot. Then it's also very much like 10 minutes to Soweto, 10 minutes to town. So if prices are high, a student will just create time to go there. So here we also look at the aspect of we also look at the aspect of the setup of where is the location of our institution,
Yeah.
and as well as we can talk about UNZAHSSA. There we assume that's a private school, so we assume most of them are well to do. Yeah,
True.
but a school like this one, which is poor, we need to regulate prices and as well as allow students to trade. I'll give you an example of a student who was illegally trading but successful now. He's Imak. Imak was a student. He started his business as a student. Here, his first customers were students. Yeah, but talk about him now. He's one of the big people. So how many people like Imak could we produce if there was a regulation? Yes, of course, in how business is being done, but students are allowed to trade.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Those are very very good suggestions that you're bringing on board, and yeah. So off to our next question as we shortly conclude our show.
Yeah.
How do you think the university can balance its revenue needs with the financial burden on students?
Okay, its revenue need, or I'll give you an example. There are how many students we have on self-sponsorship? A lot. And how many of them have paid 100% at the moment? Very few. So if students were allowed to trade to some point, don't you think even the little they would be raising would be they would be able to at least supplement to what their parents are offering at the moment? You get.
Yeah.
So that would boost even the revenue that the school is having, as well as if students. The reason why you and I are complaining that the prices are high, it's because we have limited resources. We've got like a
That's
750
very
from BC. So if we are given that chance to have extra income, there are people that know how to cut hair. Allow them to cut hair. What's wrong with cutting hair? But if they find you cutting hair on campus, they confiscate your machine.
Yeah.
Do you want me to steal someone's laptop? I'm a student here. There are some students that I have friends from as far as Chavuma district, where he's the only one in Lusaka, and his parents don't know the value of school. He's the most promising person, and he doesn't have elsewhere where to get. Look at the cost of living now. If we get the 750, that's not enough.
It's not.
We are supposed to also get something else. Now, I'm using my skills to find extra income. What's wrong with that? You find me breaking in these shops. You find me looting these shops, or with an excuse of rioting. You find me with a problem as well. But the university should be the first people, especially the University of Zambia, to set an example and set up good and conducive environment for us to exercise our trading skills as well. That would help it as a university and well as contribute to the development of the nation. Because from here, IMAC has got workers, is employing people on behalf of the government.
Yeah, and also even some students.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe here at Unza we have like so many talented and hardworking, very ambitious people.
Exactly.
And it starts from here. By the time this 4 years period, by the time you're done, you would have built something for yourself. All right. Now I'm gonna ask you the last question, then we can conclude. This has been an amazing and interesting discussion. So yeah, my last question is: what role do you think student organizations or advocacy groups can play in addressing high prices on campus, which is something similar that you had mentioned earlier on?
Okay. One of the roles is speak out. The first people you should speak out and put pressure to are the union representatives, your friends, your colleagues, the people you voted for. Ask them. I'm giving you a homework. Go and ask them, why is it that prices are high here? What do you guys do with this money? And then from there, also these student movements, the association leaders should be the first people, because they are found in SRC. Let them question, why is it that there's an extra 2 kwacha here being added as compared to whatsoever? I'm telling you, this is the only way. Last year, this time, there were only 3 shops at Unza. This time, we have got almost every space is a shop now. There's Mika Meats, there's all those shops that have come to regulate, that have come to offer extra solutions. So now what's there now is constant talking about it. With time, I believe things are going to change.
No, right. That is incredible. Thank you so much for that insightful contribution, suggestion, and all that. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Charles Ngandu.
Thank you very much. Actually, it's Ngandu.
Oh,
yeah. There's the thing on top there, so it becomes Ngandu.
I'm just bad with names.
Yeah, so I'm Charles Ngandu, and currently, let me also take this opportunity. UNZAHSSA is hosting a graduation dinner, graduation gala. We've invited prominent people who are looking forward to employ and then employ students. To be hosted on the 25th of October. Find time to come through as a student. Let's dance. Let's come with our CVs. Let's see what we can do. And as well as there will be there will be an event on this Saturday, hosted again by UNZAHSSA, to celebrate those athletes, the students that were sacrificing their time during sports day. Those that won medals, it's for free. You come, so long you just come with your medal, it's free entry. Momas is always free. You guys have got subsidized prices, so it's free for you guys. But all those other monks that don't have anything, it's just a 20 kwacha. Come, let's enjoy our time. It's already hot. Let's chill from away from books.
Let's chill.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you'd like to share from that?
No.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And so for partnerships and sponsorships, or you are interested in learning more and contributing to Campus Chronicles, you can contact us on 0777 26 37 69. On 0777 26 37 69. If you want to partner up, you want to contribute, you want to sponsor, or just talk, feel free to contact us. My name is Lisa Puri. I am your host for Campus Chronicles, and thank you for being with us. It has been amazing. See you next week, same time, same place, with an incredible episode where we'll be discussing, well, you have to tune in to find out. Bye.